Imagine your body as a massive city. Before you are born, the most important neighborhood in that city, your gut, is an entirely empty, undeveloped plot of land. Your gut microbiome, the community of bacteria that manages your health, starts at exactly 0. Because a baby's stomach is nearly sterile in the womb, the exact moment of delivery acts as the opening bell for construction. The instant a baby is born, microscopic workers begin moving into the site to start the build. Right after birth, the first bacteria act as a dedicated ground-clearing crew, consuming every floating particle of oxygen. The permanent biological communities cannot survive in oxygen. They depend on these early pioneers to clear the air before they safely move in. At this early stage, the developing gut relies on a small, hyper-efficient crew of hard workers. It doesn't need a huge crowd of different bugs yet, just perfectly cleared ground. Every step in this process relies entirely on the step before it. A baby's biological foundation isn't a random occurrence. It is a highly coordinated construction project where timing is everything. Once the ground is clear, the original workers pack up, and a specialized crew of bacteria moves in to take their place. Scientists call this predictable handoff microbial succession. To keep building, these new microscopic workers need specific supplies. For many babies, breast milk provides this exact supply chain. It functions as a direct delivery system of construction materials sent straight to the gut. We can see how this delivery works in this diagram. Notice how these complex molecular sugars, called human milk oligosaccharides, or HMOs, travel untouched past the baby's stomach. A newborn is actually incapable of digesting these sugars themselves. The true recipients are waiting at the end of the line. They are a group of bacteria called Bifidobacterium, and they act as the master builders of the gut. They are the only ones with the tools to unpack and consume these specific sugars. As these master builders eat, they generate healthy byproducts called short-chain fatty acids, the energy-rich acids that act like a protective sealant for the gut's walls. These acids lower the pH inside the baby's gut, making the environment slightly acidic. This acidity creates a biological wall called colonization resistance, which stops any invading, harmful germs from surviving on the site. When a baby is fed only standard formula, they miss out on these specific complex sugars. Without those materials, the baby's gut foundation can grow too fast, allowing grown-up bacteria and tricky germs to move in before the environment is ready for them. Human milk is essentially engineered to feed a microscopic workforce, so they can construct a defensive wall for the baby. Around 6 months, this construction site undergoes a major change. When a baby starts eating solid foods, heavy-duty plant fibers are delivered to the gut for the first time. This arrival of complex solids triggers another handoff. The early milk-drinking workers step back, and new specialized teams of fiber-crunching bacteria rush in to handle the heavy materials. These new workers bring a specific set of tools. They break down the tough plant pieces and convert them into a superfuel called butyrate. This fuel provides massive amounts of energy directly to the cells lining the child's gut. Introducing healthy plant-based foods at the proper time helps the biological structure adapt. Working through these tough solids maximizes the strength of the gut's walls, locking that foundation in place for adulthood. Sometimes the building process hits a major, unnatural interruption. Events like surgical births or aggressive antibiotic medicines act like massive earthquakes at the foundation site, where the internal blueprint is suddenly fractured. When these earthquakes wipe out the good bacteria, it causes a state of imbalance. With the helpful workers gone, the site is left empty, allowing opportunistic, weed-like germs to aggressively take over the open space. A lack of good bugs means the gut walls can become leaky and weak. We see the results of this structural failure later in childhood, as babies who miss out on those early microbes have a higher chance of developing asthma or severe itchy skin rashes like eczema. Thankfully, treatments like probiotics and special mixtures that combine these live workers with their favorite food act as elite emergency repair crews. They drop living workers and specialized fibers into the gut to restore the broken defensive walls. The early gut is sensitive to medical and dietary shocks. By delivering precise, targeted microbial crews to fix the damage early, we can help rebuild the child's lifelong blueprint before any permanent harm sets in. The ultimate purpose of building this microscopic city is to integrate it with the body's immune system. This checkpoint diagram illustrates how that connection works. The body creates special immune cells called regulatory T cells, or TREGs. Think of them as rookie security guards patrolling the newly built city who need chemical instructions to know how to behave. Looking closely at the data transfer, we see the veteran bacteria from the foundational community actively teaching these rookie guards. The microbes pass along chemical signals that outline the body's rules of engagement. This chemical training creates immune tolerance. When the communication is perfect, the guards learn exactly how to safely ignore harmless things, like food fibers, and only deploy force against real biological threats. Over 36 months, an empty plot of land becomes a bustling, self-defending metropolis. By supporting this microscopic construction project, we are finalizing the blueprint that secures a child's health for the rest of their life.